Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago, Bears fans. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what we're about to discuss here is shaping up to be one of the most significant moves in the NFL this season. And it involves none other than the Chicago Bears and the Cleveland Browns. Rumors are swirling, and according to some reputable sources like Adam Schefter, there's a real possibility that the Browns might be looking to make a blockbuster trade involving one of their key defensive stars, Myles Garrett. And believe me, this isn't just speculation. The potential trade could reshape the division and set the Bears on a new trajectory towards Super Bowl contention. So what's all this about? Well, the Browns, currently sitting at a 3-5 record and facing some cap challenges, are reportedly considering trading Garrett, a player who's been a dominant force on the defensive line since he was drafted in 2017. The reason? They're trying to alleviate some cap space, specifically about $22 million, which would allow them to restructure Deshaun Watson's contract and give them some flexibility moving forward. This cap maneuvering is crucial because it indicates they're prioritizing the future, especially along the offensive line, which has been a point of concern for Cleveland. Watson's PFF grade this year is around 74-1, and he's been sacked 28 times, so addressing protection up front is clearly a priority for the Browns. But the real prize here, the piece that could shake things up in the NFC North, is what the Bears might get in return. The rumor suggests that Chicago would receive a conditional first-round pick in 2026, which is a substantial asset, especially considering the Bears' current rebuild phase. Imagine a Chicago defense that's already formidable adding a player like Garrett, who at just 29 years old is still in his prime and has proven to be one of the league's premier pass rushers. This move would be a game changer, especially if it comes with the added benefit of freeing up cap space for the Browns. They'd be able to sign other pieces or invest in their roster, but for the Bears, acquiring Garrett could be the missing puzzle piece that elevates their defense to elite status. Now, let's talk a little about Garrett himself. This guy was the first overall pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, and since then, he's been nothing short of spectacular. As of September 15, 2025, he has accumulated an incredible 98 career sacks, which puts him among the best pass rushers of his generation. His pressure rate and PFF pass rush grade, an astonishing 94.2, show just how disruptive he's been, especially in high-stakes moments. This season, he's already recorded 12 sacks in just 8 games, including a game against the Bengals in Week 5 where he put up 4 sacks. That's almost a sack per half game, folks. His win rate on pass rushes is around 27%, which is elite, and he's also racked up 60 tackles and forced 5 fumbles, showing he's not just a pass rusher but a complete defensive player. What makes Garrett even more valuable is his stamina and durability. Despite a foot injury in 2024, he's been on the field for about 93% of the snaps this season, maintaining his dominant form. His EPA per pressure is plus 0.37, and his run-stop PFF grade is 92.0, elite numbers across the board. For comparison, he's been performing at a level similar to some of the all-time greats like Reggie White, which is not a small feat. His ability to generate pressure, force turnovers, and anchor the run game makes him a truly transformative player. Now, why would the Browns consider trading him? Well, aside from cap issues and the desire to rebuild with youth, the Browns are also looking to improve their overall team balance. They're aiming to strengthen their offensive line and address other positional needs, knowing that their defense, while talented, needs some retooling. Trading Garrett could be viewed as a strategic move. They're willing to part with a superstar in exchange for draft capital and cap space, which they believe will help them build a more balanced and sustainable roster. But for the Bears, this is a golden opportunity. Adding Garrett to a defensive line that already features players like Sweat, who's been performing well with a PFF grade of 88.3, could be monumental. The projection is that Garrett, paired with Sweat, could generate around 24 more sacks in 2025. That's a huge increase in pressure, raising the team's pressure rate from 34% to potentially 42%, which is a massive boost in disrupting opposing quarterbacks. Plus, Garrett would add around 2-3 pressures per game, echoing the kind of dominant pass-rushing performances that we saw from Watt during his peak years with the Steelers. Furthermore, this upgrade would significantly improve the Bears' run defense. Their current run-stop rate is at 16%, but with Garrett's presence, it could jump to 20%. That's a notable difference when you're facing divisional rivals who love to run the ball, like the Packers and Lions. It would also take some pressure off the linebackers, who have had to compensate for injuries and inconsistency. And let's not forget, Garrett's presence would bolster third-down defense, pushing their success rate from 41% to 48%. That's often the difference between winning and losing close games. Big plays allowed per game would also decrease, going from 13 to around 9, adding more stability and consistency to a defense that's still developing. Plus, with interior players like Billings, who has a PFF grade of 87.4, and the ability to mitigate injuries in the secondary, the Bears could become one of the most feared defenses in the league. This kind of defensive dominance creates a domino effect, giving the offense more opportunities, controlling the clock, and setting up a winning environment that could propel them deep into the playoffs. Now, shifting gears a little, let's talk about what all this means for the Bears' chances of making a deep playoff run and even competing for the Super Bowl. Currently, their odds to win the championship have increased from +4-0 to +2-200, which is a significant jump. That's roughly a 22% implied probability, and it's comparable to what we saw with Nick Bosa when he joined the 49ers in 2019, transforming their pass rush and elevating their defense to elite status. Garrett's addition could be the spark that transforms the Bears into a true NFC powerhouse, especially against divisional opponents like the Packers, who have been allowing an average of 3-8 sacks per game, an area where Garrett could make a huge impact. What's more, the Bears could see an increase of around 15% in defensive EPA, which is a key metric for measuring overall defensive efficiency. This kind of improvement does more than just boost stats. It changes the entire perception of the team, making them a feared opponent and a serious contender. Imagine the impact of Garrett, alongside Sweat and Billings, creating a relentless pass rush that opponents can't contain, forcing turnovers, and setting the tone for the entire game. That's how teams win championships, and adding a player like Garrett might just be the move that pushes the Bears over the edge. And for the division, this could be a game changer. The NFC North has traditionally been a competitive division, but with the addition of Garrett, the Bears could gain a significant edge over the Packers and Vikings. It's not just about individual matchups, it's about the overall team strength and how that influences the division's standings over the long run. The NFC North could see a shift in power that lasts for years, and Chicago, with this move, could establish itself as the division's new dominant force. So, wrapping it all up, this potential trade is more than just a roster move. It's a statement. The Bears are positioning themselves not only to compete, but to dominate the NFC North and establish a serious Super Bowl contender status. It's a move that signals their intent to build a defense that's virtually unstoppable, a defense that can carry them deep into the postseason and beyond. The Browns, on the other hand, are making a calculated gamble to rebuild and reshape their roster for the future, trading a superstar for draft capital and cap relief. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe that acquiring Myles Garrett would push the Bears into the elite tier of NFL teams? Are you excited about the potential of this defense with Garrett and Sweat leading the charge? Or do you think there are risks involved? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the future of this team. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Chicago Bears news. We're in an exciting era, and this move might just be the beginning of something truly special.